y'all, and welcome to the Crazy Sock Lady YouTube channel. My name is Kay, and this is my channel where I share all about my making adventures. Today I have lots of knitting to share with you, lots of socks, as I guess usual. Nothing new there. Socks and scrappy blankets, that's what we have. So today is Thursday, April 11th. It is 12:49 p.m. I never record this late. But oh gosh, we've had a busy day, a busy couple weeks around here. Goodness. But anyways, this is episode 225. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as The Crazy Sock Lady. And I will have links right down below this video in the description box for everywhere that you can find me, as well as links to shops, links to project pages. All that's going to be right down there for you. Today I have a couple of finished objects, some works in progress. I guess it's not all socks and scrappy blankets. I do have Wyatt's sweater to show, and I have some things that arrived in the mail. So let's just go ahead and jump in with finished objects. I've got two finished pairs of socks. I'll show these first. These were finished second, but they're already on the blockers from where I took the finished objects picture, so we're just gonna show these first. This is a DK weight pair of socks. This is 3 by the Sea Designs in the Butterfly Garden colorway. I used my DK weight vanilla sock pattern and a US 3.25 millimeter needle, size medium. I started these on April 5th and finished them on April 7th. Yes, that is correct, because they're DK weight and they go so quickly. I love DK weight socks. So here's a close-up of that. I did 10 rounds. I followed the pattern exactly, I think, for what I have in the pattern. 10 rounds of knit 2 purl 2 ribbing for the cuff, 30 rounds for the leg. They worked up so nice. These were pair number 20. Nice. My watch is listening. These were pair number 24 for the year. These are the latest finished pair. This other pair, I'll just put one on the blocker. Oh my goodness, I'm probably gonna have to silence the phone. All right, so this other pair, just one on the blockers. You saw these as a finished or a works in progress last time. These are another 3 by the Sea Designs yarn. This is the Serene Socks, which is a 3 by the Sea Designs sock pattern. Obviously, I'm on a 3 by the Sea Designs kick here. This was the Serene sock set. The main skein is Serene, and then the mini skein that came with it was Butterfly Garden, which prompted me to then order a skein of Butterfly Garden because it is so pretty. So this was pair number 23 for the year. I started them on March 26th and finished them on April 5th. And I did these on 9-inch circulars, so I used a US 0.2 millimeter for these because my gauge is looser when I knit on a 9-inch circular. Give you a close-up of these. I did a pop of color at the cuff. I have a tutorial linked on my project page for that. 20 rounds total of knit 2 purl 2 ribbing for the cuff. I did 70 rounds for the leg. I think I got a little carried away. 70 rounds for the leg. I love this pattern. I will definitely be doing this again. I did the contrast for heel, toe, and then that little bit on the cuff. I don't know how much I had left, or not really a little bit, that on the cuff. But it definitely helped that I didn't do the cast on in those 2 initial first rounds. With the Butterfly Garden, it definitely gave me enough, with just a little bit left over. So those are the finished objects for this week. 2 pairs of socks. Both are probably for me. Had quite a few questions lately about what I do with all the socks that I knit. I always say on here if they're for a gift or something like that. If they're not, they're typically for me. Sometimes I will say they're for me and like I have every intent of keeping them, and then I'll end up thinking, no, those need to go to whoever. I do knit quite a bit for others. Some end up getting donated or things like that. They always go to somebody who needs them. But yes, love these 2 pairs that I finished, and I do intend on keeping those. All right, works in progress. I have 2 pairs of socks, Wyatt's sweater, and then my jelly roll blanket. It's been hit or miss on the sweater and the blanket. It's been better this week. Piper, the puppy, is settling into more of a routine. Potty training's going pretty well. So things are settling in and I'm getting more time to knit as she becomes like more trustworthy to be on the floor and not have eyes on her 24/7. If you have ever had a puppy, you know how that is. But if I can sit and knit, you know, and she's up playing a little bit or something, I've been getting a little bit more knitting here and there is basically what I'm trying to say. So I have done a little bit on these, so we'll show them. I'm just going to go down the list. First on here I have the jelly roll blanket. This is in a bag from Bags by Awesome Granny. My brain today. My brain all the time, I feel like, but this one, do I have a marker in here? I was gonna say, I don't know that I do. I think I took it out, but I don't know if I put one in its place. I don't think I did, actually. So we need to change that. I'll just put one in today. So I don't remember where I was last time I showed this. No clue. But I'm just gonna show you where I am today, and then I will grab a marker really quickly, a progress keeper, and stick that on there. But this is, let me show you and then I'll tell you all the details. If you've been here, you've seen this a million times. You know what it is. But here's where I am at. It looks a little crazy because I have my needles. Everything's just stuck on there. But that's where I am on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th strip. That's where we are. All right, so this, let me grab a progress keeper really quick. We're just gonna grab a little duck. We're just gonna grab this. I actually think this was from 3 by the Sea, out of a set they had. I think it was one that I used to have in the shop. I think is where this came from. I have a terrible memory. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure. All right, so this blanket is the Jelly Roll blanket by Kay Jones. This one I showed, was it last week? My finished DK weight one, fingering held double. This one is just fingering weight all by itself. I have made some modifications and changes, and those are all listed on my Ravelry project page. I think that's it for details on this. My day has been so off, and I am someone when I get off my routine, it's like, whew, what's happening? Talking life stuff later. It's been a great day, but just off my routine. Okay, so got my little marker in so I can show you next week what progress I do make on this. I don't know that I'll get to work on this or Wyatt's sweater today. All the yarns in this are just fingering weight scraps, either mine or some from friends. And I still have a ton to go in here. If you'll remember, I'm on the second bag. I think I showed both of them. Maybe I just showed one, but I had put together 2 bags, weighed the yarn, put together 2 little sandwich-sized Ziploc bags of scraps. So I've started on the second one. And I still have all of this, plus some other little bags of minis that are not wound up into balls and ready to work from. All right, so that one, the goal is 30 minutes a day on that. Doesn't always happen, but this week has been better. So I've gotten a little bit of work done on this. All right, next is Wyatt's sweater. I have this in a bag that was sent to me from JM Yarn and Crafts. Nice big sweater-sized bag. I do have my marker in here. I'm still on the back piece. Still second guessing the size that I did and hoping blocking works wonders. If not, I'll make him another one. It is fine. If not, this will find where it is supposed to go. That is how I feel so much about my knitting. If it doesn't work, it'll find somebody that needs it. It'll come, you know, to the home that it is supposed to be in. So, marker is where I was last time. Marker is from Twin Mountain Handcrafts. Got a little bit done. I'm doing decreases, all the things. This is the Sovereign by Megan Babin. That is this sweater. I'm using Knit Picks Swish. I almost said Stroll. Swish. Worsted in the Pinecone Heather. 4 rows a day is the goal for this. Even doing that, I feel like I'm going to have this done well before fall, I feel like. If I keep up with that routine that I've got going. Forgot to put my cable needle back in here. That's the kind that I like to use. I think it's, I don't know, clover maybe? Not sure. I have them linked on my Amazon storefront though. All right, now for my sock works in progress. Let's start with these first, actually. I have, if you've been watching for a while, which I guess this wasn't that long ago, I got a package from my friend Jenny, strawberry bag. This is from Mountain State Stitches. And she had a Ziploc bag with some of her scraps. See, there's not very much in there now. Because I started a pair of Scrappy Socks with them. And look how much I've gotten done. I don't know the dates on the project page, but I didn't write it down. But oh man, look how awesome those are. Well, just one color further on this sock, but I am doing just my vanilla socks on 9-inch circular, and I'm doing 10 rounds per color. So I'm using a US 0 because, like I said earlier, my gauge is a little looser on a 9-inch, so I go down a needle size. So I'm doing US 0, 2mm, 64 stitches. I did knit 2, purl 2, ribbing for the cuff, changing colors every 10 rounds as I go down. I did grab for the heel, I grabbed my leftover Serene from 3 by the Sea, and that's what I'm using for the heels. And I might use it for the toe. I'm going to see how I'm doing on minis. I have 4 left. So I haven't measured this yet to see, but we'll see. If I run out of minis from Jenny, I'll just grab, I obviously have enough scraps. There is no shortage of yarn in this house. What else about these? Ends. I've had a lot of questions about ends. You can see them all right here. I am not somebody that's bothered by having to weave my ends in. I have a couple different tutorials here on the YouTube if you want a few different ways. One is just the traditional way that I weave in ends when I'm done knitting, and then the other one is weave in as you go. I'm using the weave in as you're knitting on the jelly roll blanket. Occasionally I will do it on socks. Most of the time I don't mess with it and I just weave them in after, and I just look at it as part of the process. It really does not take that long. So they are all inside there, and I show exactly how I do that on the weaving in ends tutorial. I don't think you'll really be able to see it. Nope. But I have Twin Mountain Handcrafts Progress Keepers on both of these. It is a flower set, and they're a little hard to see on the camera, but they're the most delicate little flowers. I love it. It's perfect for springtime. So I don't think there's anything else about those. Loving them. I've been picking them up to work on them all the time. And they will definitely probably be done by next episode. My other sock project is in a bag from 3 by the Sea Designs. I picked this up, I think it was last summer. And then I saw this the other day and I was like, summer sock camp is gonna be here soon. So I grabbed this because I'm just getting so excited about it. I gave a little sneak peek of my membership of the logo. I do not have all the details finalized as far as start and end date and when the Spreadshirt shop will have merchandise. It's gonna be so low key again this year, y'all. It's gonna be just like last year. I want no stress, No, like none of the crazy. We're not doing any of it. Knit socks, make socks. You can crochet them, make them all summer. We're just going to make socks together and we're going to have fun like we did last year. So as soon as I have the details for dates, I will announce those, but it'll be towards the end of May, and run all summer. Super low key. So probably hoping next week to work on that. Things have just been so busy lately with the puppy and Austin's wisdom teeth and just life in general that I haven't had a chance to even think about it. But very soon I will let y'all know, but nothing to really go crazy over because it's going to be so low key again. I mean, go crazy over it and knit all the socks, but just, it's going to be chill, super chill. So this sock I started because Eric wanted to go on a drive out in the country in my truck, the Jeep, and I did not want to take my Scrappy Socks. We had the doors off and I didn't want to deal with all the ends and craziness. So I was in like a panic because he's like taking the doors off and I am like, I need to hurry and grab some knitting and what am I going to take? And I need to cast on a sock. And I just went over to my little shelf that has some yarn that's caked up. And I was like, I'm in the mood for DK weight socks again. So these are fingering held double. And this yarn I bought years ago at India Entangled with the intent of making a sweater. I started a Madewell with it, a cardigan, didn't like how it was working up, didn't want to deal with alternating skeins, just didn't want to knit a sweater in general. Again, I'm making one for Wyatt, but it's only because it's a gift knit that it is bringing me joy. I am not a garment knitter. I do not enjoy it. So I frogged that Madewell and I've been like, I'm just going to make socks with it, I think, the yarn. So that's what we're doing. This is Fuse Fiber Studio. And this colorway is, they are no longer dyeing yarn, by the way, I believe, unless they've reopened, but I know they had closed up shop. The color is Shelter, and this is their Fuse sock, 75% superwash merino wool, 25% nylon. I guess none of this really, unless you found it on like a D-stash, but DK weight sock pattern, again, US 3, 3.25 millimeter. I have 2 skeins of this in this bag, and I am just holding it double. I still have, I mean, this is not going to use 2 full skeins, and then I still have 2 more over there. So I may end up making a pair of socks for Eric and a pair for Wyatt as well. I don't know if I'll do DK or fingering. That's to be determined, and I'm not going to cast them on immediately. This is just like way in the future, probably plans, but yeah, doing the same thing. 10 rounds, knit 2, purl 2, 30 for the leg. This is what I got done on the drive. I cast it on and knit 1 round of the ribbing before I got in the truck, and then Eric was driving, obviously, and I did that. That was Sunday? Monday? The days. I don't know, but whatever day it was, I haven't touched it since. It might have been Monday. Actually, yes. I believe it was Monday, for sure. I remember now. So that's all the knitting. I do have some things that arrived in the mail. All of my monthly things arrived. They were actually here last time, but I did not show them because I had other things that arrived in the P.O. box and it was so early in the month. I didn't want to ruin surprises for anyone. So now I'm going to show my April Yarnable, Row 1, and Christmassy Club from Freckled Whimsy. So if you've not received any of those, feel free to skip ahead. But we're going to go through all of those. And I'm so excited to start knitting on them. Well, crocheting. I'm going to be crocheting the Row 1 into a granny square blanket that I've got started. But Row 1, if you are not familiar, is a mini skein subscription service. Different yarn dyer each month. Always comes in a bag like this. I do have a discount code for Row 1 too. It is Crazy Sock Lady, and it'll get you 20% off of your first month for Row 1. But the yarn dyer for this month is Palmer Yarn Company. I won't go through all of these. You'll see them in the squares once I get to work on that crochet granny square, but Here's just a few of these. I love this lavender color. And this is a yarn dyer I've never heard of, so I'm very excited about that. There are 10 10-gram minis in your package for row 1. What next? Let's do Freckled Whimsy. So the Freckled Whimsy Christmassy Yarn Club number 5 for April is another 8 stripe repeat, and it is Vintage Christmas. So pretty. This one is gonna be heel toe do-si-do again. I'm committed. I'm gonna really try to do a full year's worth of heel toe do-si-do in the Christmassy club because it's just so good with every colorway. It just looks amazing. So that's the plan for this. I'll be casting that on pretty soon. Then we have the Yarnable for April. So Yarnable is a yarn subscription service put on by Hypnotic Yarn. I've been getting this for so many years. I've actually decided, I think, okay, so pause before we show this. I think I've decided, so I've been getting it for I don't even know how many years, but I just started, was it last year or the year before, knitting it in the month I receive it, trying to do that because I was just like hoarding them, which is totally fine. Obviously, I have no problem doing that. But I started to feel like I want to knit them up and I'm just getting them and thinking they're beautiful and then I get distracted. So I've really tried to focus monthly clubs coming in, try to knit them that month. But all the months I was not doing that, it's so hard to point. This whole cube pretty much, I mean, over half of it, yeah, is Yarnable. I think once I finish at least one more of my scrappy blankets, because I still have a few on the go, once I finish at least one more of those, I am going to pull out the Yarnable, cake some up, and I'm not sure exactly what blanket I'm going to do yet. It might just be a garter stitch blanket, but I'm going to hold them double with themselves. So like split the skein into 2 or pull from the inside and outside. I'm not exactly sure yet, but I'm going to hold it double with itself and knit them up. And if it gets to the point where I run out of those and the blanket's still not done, I'll just, as they come in each month, add them to that then. Again, this is future plans, just like the socks that I was talking about with the yarn over there. But that's what I would like to do because I think I really want to work those up. And if there's one I see that I pull out and I'm like, no, this has to be socks, it could be socks. It's not a big deal, but I really want to try to use those up. And y'all know I love some scrappy blankets, so I think that's the plan. Don't know what pattern yet, but we'll figure it out. All right, Yarnable. As I was saying, I get one skein of fingering weight because socks. You can get fingering DK. You can do like add-ons of, I think it's 50 gram coordinating skeins. There's so many different options. I think you can get 1 or 2 skeins. I'm not aware of all the options, but there are a lot of them. I do also have a discount code for Yarnable. It will get you $5 off, and that code is Sock Lady. So all that'll be in the description box, links, all of that. But the Yarnable, it always comes with some extras in a little package here. I've already taken them out. You have a card that has information about the box as well as a scratch off for a discount code for the month that you receive the box in. April's theme is Life is Short, Eat the Donut. It's perfect. It says, if we're not meant to have midnight snacks, why is there a light in the fridge? That is cute. So it always tells you about the extras that you receive because not only do you get your yarn, whatever you choose the yarn to be, but you get some extras. So our extra for this month is a puzzle, which I think is so fun. I'm going to try to talk Eric into doing it with me. It is 150 piece puzzle by Micro Puzzles in a Yarnable exclusive donut theme design. It says it can be completed in a single 1 to 2 hour sitting. It's a 4 by 6 inch puzzle. super cute. Yeah, I could probably handle that on my own, but I think it'd be fun to do it with Eric. Then we have, and I'm so excited about these because I've become obsessed with, are they, I was gonna say tip toppers, I think is what they're called. Yep. With these little things or needle stoppers or whatever you want to call them. I've become obsessed with them. So these fit needle sizes up, needle sizes US 2, 2.75 millimeter and up. That's the card. And then they're donuts. So cute. Then I'm excited about this too because I started cleaning out and prepping my flower beds. I have like some around the house that have different like things that come up every year, but I attempted to do, it didn't do crazy good, but I did get a couple of bouquets out of it. Just a wildflower kind of a garden. I just went crazy and put a bunch of stuff in it, and that's the plan this year. And this is wildflower seed tabs. See what it says about this. Says it's Studio 82's Wildflower Seed Tab booklet containing 10 plantable tabs that are 100% biodegradable and embedded with a mixture of wildflower seeds. Go ahead and open it up here. Cool. I've never seen anything like that. Super cool. So those will go in my 2 garden beds that I have outside. All right, so that is our Yarnable extras. Now, my favorite part, the yarn. Always comes in a little bag like that. And I've already looked at it and I already know what pattern I'm going to do with it. So again, it is Life is Short, Eat the Donut. It is such a delicate, beautiful color. Look at those speckles. Oh, look at that. So I get fingering weight on their plush sock, which is an 85% superwash merino, 15% nylon. And I am going to do Whispers in the Wind. I'll put a picture up here. This is my Whispers in the Wind sock pattern. It's been out for years and years, and it's been ages since I have knit it. And as soon as I saw this with its delicate speckles, I was like, Whispers in the Wind, perfect. It'll be great. So these will be cast on soon-ish as well. So those are the things that arrived in the mail. I did receive a couple of things in the P.O. box, but I'm going to save those for next week. I don't think I really have too much else. I did finish reading Sworn to Silence, so we're kind of jumping into reading, watching, and live stuff. I finished reading Sworn to Silence by Linda Castillo and started Pray for Silence, which is the second book in this Kate Burkholder series. Then I also finished reading It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover. I loved both Sworn to Silence and It Starts With Us, both very, very different books. The Kate Burkholder series is like a murder. She's a chief of police and it's very gory and brutal. And so if that's not your thing, don't read them. There's lots of detail about murders that are very horrific. But yes, I'm on book number 2 of that. That's the only book I'm reading right now. Watching, we got caught up on The Chosen. We have not been, the new season is out in theaters, I believe. So we haven't seen season 4, but we are caught up to the end of season 3. We are caught up on Survivor. I think there was an episode last night, so we haven't watched that, but we are pretty much caught up on Survivor. And I think tonight, if not tonight, tomorrow night, we are going to start watching Fallout, which I think is on Amazon Prime. And it has, I'm blanking on his name, but he was in Justified. And I love him. And so yeah, he's in this, and we're going to start that soon. Probably, like I said, tonight or tomorrow. Life stuff. Austin's wisdom teeth removal went really well. He's definitely still been in a little bit of pain, but it's getting better. So he did really good with that. The eclipse was on Monday. We were in the path of totality, so we had just a pretty chill family day. Watched it together in the backyard, and it was pretty cool. Today, Eric is home. He's upstairs with the dogs. We had some new furniture being delivered. I don't know if you can see this mess behind me. I think you can, actually. There are blankets, like piles of blankets back here. Everything is all over the place. I was like, I'm gonna go record really quick, then I will straighten things back up, because I just put these in here so that the cats wouldn't get all over them. They were stuff that was in our ottoman upstairs that we got rid of. So yeah, we've been rearranging furniture. New stuff was delivered today, a couple of things, and it's just a little bit chaotic around here today. You throw a puppy into the mix and it makes anything like a million times crazier than it would have already been. So that's where we're at today. But puppy is doing great, settling in nicely. Everyone's adjusting pretty well. It's all going good. And I think that's kind of it. Since I'm recording later today, it's already 1:20. I have got to get this edited. I've got to get this ready to go for tomorrow. So I'm going to go ahead and hop off here and get all of that done. But I hope that you all are doing well, and I hope you enjoyed the catch up today, and I will see you again next week for another episode. Until then, happy making. Bye.